CNN stopped doing news a long time ago. They do Trump. Fox is Trump TV, and MSNBC is anti-Trump all the time.
As propaganda sinks its teeth firmly into the American homes foolish enough to trust cable news, the star of CNN's Jim Acosta has risen among his brainwashed media cohorts at ludicrous speed.
We're going to have to go right to ludicrous speed.
Ludicrous speed? Sir, we've never gone that fast before. I don't know if the ship can take it.
What's the matter, Colonel Sanders? Chicken? Prepare ship!
A story about Rod Rosenstein on Friday, it was mentioned that he had been involved in circulating discussions about invoking the 25th Amendment to have the president removed from office. Were you ever involved in any of those discussions? Were you aware of any of those discussions?
I have never once been in the White House where that conversation has happened. I'm not aware of any cabinet members that are even talking about that. It is completely and totally absurd.
No discussion with me about the 25th Amendment anywhere either. So you can now report that there are two senior leaders that have said that your question was ludicrous.
But you did not say that the press is not the enemy of the people.
It's ironic, Jim, that not only you and the media attack the president for his rhetoric when they frequently lower the level of conversation in this country. Repeatedly, the media resorts to personal attacks without any content other than to incite anger. The media has attacked me personally on a number of occasions, including your own network, said I should be harassed as a life sentence.
You have to do what is most effective. I don't think what's most effective is throwing Sarah Huckabee Sanders out of a restaurant. I wouldn't serve her either, frankly. But we're not going to let these people go through life unscathed. Sarah Huckabee has no right to live a life of no fuss, no muss after lying to the press, after inciting against the press. These people should be made uncomfortable, and I think that's a life sentence, frankly.
That I should be choked.
Kristen Welker, how do you resist the temptation to run up and wring her neck?
You brought a comedian up to attack my appearance and call me a traitor to my own gender.
I'm not really sure what to call Sarah Huckabee Sanders. You know, is it Sarah Sanders? Is it Sarah Huckabee Sanders? Is it Cousin Huckabee? Is it Auntie Huckabee Sanders? Like, what's Uncle Tom but for white women who disappoint other white women?
In fact, as I know, as far as I know, I'm the first press secretary in the history of the United States that's required Secret Service protection.
What you're proposing here, what the president's proposing here, does not sound like it's in keeping with American tradition when it comes to immigration. The Statue of Liberty says, give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses, yearning to breathe free. It doesn't say anything about speaking English or being able to be a computer programmer.
Jim, let's talk about this. In 1970, when we let in 300,000 people a year, was that violating or not violating the Statue of Liberty law of the land? In the 1990s, when it was 500,000 a year, was it violating or not violating the Statue of Liberty law of the land?
Was it violating?
When it was 700,000 a year. No, tell me what years. Tell me what years. Tell me what years meet. Tell me what years meet Jim Acosta's definition of the Statue of Liberty. Poem, law of the land.
Oh, you know, we spend a lot of our time spinning our wheels, calling out his falsehoods. That consumes a lot of the coverage, and it presents, I think, to the American people this sense that all we're doing all day long is bashing the president, when in fact we have to be fact checkers, and so we spend a lot of time simply just fact checking the president.
And fact checking sounds like bashing.
Did you talk about auto warm beer, sir?
Acosta and company's questions are a raft of accusations rather than fact-checking journalistic inquiries, steeped in a malicious intent, as heard on this hot mic during the early moments of a historic achievement by President Trump, relieving an anxiety-riddled world on the brink of nuclear war.
Hey, if they're not going to let me in, that's what happens. That's right.
Yeah, that's what I shot to ask.
All day long, man. All day long.
And certainly our shot to ask him a question.
That's all day long. That's the way it goes, baby.
This isn't about silencing a free press. There are plenty of independent media outlets experiencing that in real time right now. It's about pushing back against the 90% negative coverage of our president and the tsunami of propaganda unfairly unleashed on the American people. John Bowne reporting.